Today on Drawbli, Abby is drawing.
Master Study Portraits.
Click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
And share your Master Study Portraits online with the hashtag Drawbli.
Hashtag Drawbli. We want to see your master portraits.
Look at these cool little sharp lines. Very, very fun.
Yes. I tried.
I tried.
I was trying to identify specific shapes.
Drawbli. We tried.
I like to try to identify negative shapes and just random shapes versus eye versus nose. I try to see the shapes that make up those things, especially with John Singer Sargent. That's definitely possible to exercise that particular muscle.
Who is the artist we are master studying?
Yes, he's fantastic. I don't remember when he lived, but it was not recently, and he's great. Or was. And
I'm going to say 1800 or 1850. I'm going to guess, I'm sorry, 19.
I would think early 1900s.
Sorry, late 1800s or mid 1800s.
I think early 1900s.
Yeah, that
Take your bets.
that would be my guess. I mean, we can look it up, but that would be my guess as well. All the painters, all great oil painters existed in the late 1800s.
Yes, and now I imagine the guy, when he was painting, sat, nice and upright in a stool and not hunched over on the couch like I was for this particular one. And so that's really what I want to speak to on this one is body positioning while creating art. I, in hindsight, really think that it probably would have been better for me overall to discipline myself to go ahead and sit up, go to a place where I can sit upright and freely move my whole arm a little bit better.
It's about the posture.
And posture definitely informed my intent. It informed how seriously and how carefully I was going to take this, which is to say, not as much as when I would be sitting like upright, like focused and upright. So this poor girl that I paint, this was a great study, and I did learn a lot. She does turn out looking kind of sickly.
A little sickly.
I did attempt two speed paint versions of this. One was like 15 minutes, and one was 5 minutes, and they're terrible because I was tired. I was hunched over on the couch. I wanted to take a nap. I clearly was putting myself in a place
I'm
not to be in a
noticing
mind
a
frame.
theme lately with tired paintings. Abby, you need to sleep more.
I think it's daylight savings and the lack of sunlight. I just, my energy levels. But we do have golden kiwis in the house, and I'm eating one almost every day now. So I expect that to turn around any day now. The magic of the golden kiwi.
Any day now, yes.
Yes.
This is a cool little speed paint, though. I like the proportions that you've created and sketched out here.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely fun to work on. And this is literally 5 minutes before I was like, clearly I'm not in a space right now to create art any longer for right now. I will come back to this at another time. But I threw it in here anyway because I think that's about, what we do is we document not just the triumphs, but definitely the difficulties too. So
it's interesting that you say that. I never really feel like I get into a place where I'm like not, I feel like I can't make art. I don't know. Like when I sit down, it's just like, okay, now I'm gonna do this. Like whether I'm feeling good about it or not. Maybe it's just I've been, sitting down professionally doing art for a really long time. So I know that when I sit down, I can just kind of put myself in that headspace pretty quickly.
Where you're getting to work, whereas I think to some extent in my brain, I'm still like, oh, I should always be kind of enjoying that. I don't know. I'd have to think more about that to really come to a good conclusion on why I allow myself to feel like, just kind of tired sometimes. I think I am tired though. I get up early a lot in the middle of when I'm supposed to be getting my best sleep to go to work. And I think that compounds on itself to probably sometimes lower energy overall throughout the week. So if you catch me on, day 2 or 3 of having been off for a few days, maybe you won't hit that as much. Don't know. It's a mystery.
One of the great mysteries in Abby's life.
One of the great mysteries in my life. How to maintain energy. I enjoyed working on this guy here. I did him also on the couch, but overall just a little better.
He looks
Actually, thank you. I think he was also created under dire circumstances of having a movie on even in the background.
Ooh.
Howl's Moving Castle. So maybe I'm full of bunk and I don't know what I'm talking about and I can just create art sometimes and other times I just don't hit it.
Yeah, that genuinely might be it. I mean, what you're describing is something that I've heard many other artists describe multiple times. I'm special.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at answering questions about motivation when it comes to art. I used to get asked it a lot way back in the day, and I would just say, I don't know. I just, it's just something I want to do. I like doing it.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I like doing it too. I would not be here if I did not like doing it. And I think that's very important is, if this is miserable, then don't do it, right? But
yeah, you should.
Or take a break at least.
Yeah, you should do exactly what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. This guy was really fun. This was not one of the assigned portraits for us to study in our master study. I did go find this one online. And I was at a coffee shop sitting bolt upright with probably a latte. So much better circumstances.
That's the secret. You just have to have a coffee in your hand.
Yeah. I'm meeting my brother for coffee later today. So more bolt upright, but we'll probably
get some drawing energy while you're there.
Yeah.
Come back ready to work on some more drawers.
Well, I have my rock sharky class later, so I'll need it for that.
Whoa,
yeah,
scandalous.
Yeah, well, no, not scandalous at all. It's a beautiful dance.
Belly dancing.
Yeah.
For those that don't know what rock sharky is.
But it turns out that a proper name for it, belly dancing, is a little bit derogative. Anyway, we'll get into that, the history of rock sharky in a later episode.
Well, I don't think most people know what belly dancing is, but most people probably don't know what rock sharky is.
That's true.
Just a quick word here for our audience that doesn't know. But yes, let's delve deep into the history and etymology of rock sharky, please.
This guy's not wearing any shirt, so I think it's appropriate, I guess. Although you do wear a shirt for belly dancing, so what do I know? Anyway, I'll have energy later, y'all. This was very fun to work on. His proportions ended up very off, but I really was more focused on trying to emulate brushwork and brush strokes and color and value. So
what did you think about that brushwork?
About mine or his?
About studying the brushwork from these master studies.
I liked it. That's something I usually admire in other artists' work, is if it's a work that involves like brush strokes. I admire good brush work. If it's work that involves no brush strokes, like a lot more graphical in nature, that's a good look too. What I don't admire is my own more in the middle muddy work, where I'm trying to get something smooth, but there's lots of brushes and brush strokes. So I'd love to learn more about going in one direction or the other. Either clear, like single brush stroke kind of looking things, or that more smooth look. So
that's fair.
Learning. That's a learning process, for sure. I like how this guy, mine is much more yellow and jaundiced, and definitely probably would belong on The Simpsons in a painting.
No, he looks good. The slight yellow tinge is fine. I think some of the shadows would help with that. Like the colors in the face look great, but you haven't done much to the body.
No.
The face is looking really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, there he is.
There he is. I like him. You did so many of these. So
this is my last.
The speed paint version?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. This is just his face. I actually didn't go in with the speed paint in mind, though. I really went in more with, I thought I could do better on his proportions.
I can do better.
Yeah, I really felt that I could do better. He still ends up looking a little wonky, but I think he looks a little better in this head version. The brush strokes are not, my first work on this was better in terms of brush strokes and finishing, because I spent longer on it. But
we need to bridge the gap between your lines and your brush strokes mentally, because your lines are killer.
Thank
you. Got
you.
the lines of an angel.
Oh, that's so encouraging. You are so sweet. I love making art with you because you are always so encouraging and uplifting. and I really appreciate that.
That's not what you were saying just a moment ago before we hit record.
I was saying you're the worst. I don't like your encouragement.
As soon as we stop recording, I get berated endlessly.
What?
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Hey, but I did recently discover that I have a superpower the other day.
What's your superpower?
I was in the bedroom folding laundry, and we had put a pizza in the oven, and I was just sitting there folding, and I just went, pizza's ready. And literally not 2 seconds later, not even a second later, the oven was just like, beep.
And we both looked at each other and we were like, oh, wow.
I felt like just calling my shot. I don't know what it was. Like, the oven, like, psychically conveyed to me or
your
something.
Pizza sense. That's your Italian heritage.
It is. With a last name like DeAngelis, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. That was so cool. That was the coolest moment
of my entire life.
Yeah, well.
I didn't, I didn't ask for this power, but I guess I'll take it.
And with great power,
comes great pizza.
Comes great pizza. Get me pizza. Thank you, thank you.
The reason why I mentioned this is because the colors of this guy kind of reminded me of a pizza when you were putting all that red in there, so.
Oh, yeah, well, here he is. Does he still look like pizza?
Pizza man.
Pizza man with a lot of green.
I really like all of your portraits here. They're really fun. You did so many. Wow.
Thank you.
I spent a long time on mine as well, but it looks like you spent a lot more time.
It was my whole week. I think that was about 5 hours of footage. So yeah, and that's really all I spent this week was about 5 hours probably painting. So I don't know if that's a lot or a little. I haven't been keeping too close to track.
I consider it a lot.
Well,
and if you want to do a lot, you should click that subscribe button.
That's what I was about to say. And comment below with ideas of what we can do to improve as artists.
Share your lot online with the hashtag Drawbli.
And this is the part where we say goodbye.
Goomba. Abby, what's on your mind?
I moved all my porch plants inside.
You're worried about them.
And I'm worried about them.
You're concerned.
Yeah. I hope they're okay.
Poor Bowser Jr. and the other two that I don't remember the names of.
Oh, those were 2 years ago plants.
Oh, yeah.
They died. But we have their baby. And the baby's doing well.
Is he?
Yeah.